Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are Autosave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we are watching Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 1, Episode 22. We are in the final stretch here until the end of the season. I believe there are 3 more episodes, including this one, and that's it for Season 1.
Yeah, like we're on third base. We're ready. We're ready, to run home.
Yeah. Do you have any, where do you think the season's going to end off?
I believe that I said during the discussion last episode 21, that I believed it would be one of those
Shibuya? October
major 31st? Cliffhanger endings of the season taking place on, I think they say October 31st in Shibuya. Is that like what their plan is? Where they're going to try to render Gojo
ineffective,
useless, and seal him away so that they can, I don't know, they have a lot of fingers now. I don't know exactly what the major plan is. There might be like parts of it that we are not aware of yet.
They have they stole fingers, yes. And I think the term was death paintings.
Death paintings? I remember paintings as being the secondary word.
I think it's a good guess that you make. I mean, it is kind of like a anime season ending trope-ish. It just would not surprise
kind of me if it ended in some big climactic part of a fight scene within like they think they've won, but then they look behind them and there's an explosion.
Yeah.
Or something. Something where it's like you get a little bit of hope and then there's like this uncertainty that
We've
kind
been
of
watching too much Attack on Titan.
Ends it off. It's also how a lot of movies go when they're like about to go into a sequel.
Very true.
But Attack on Titan definitely, it makes me feel like there's going to be uncertainty with every move.
Yeah.
At the end of every episode of anything.
I think it's a good guess. That being said, last episode we had a little bit of baseball and a Juju Stroll that recycled the same animation from the previous episode, and they just like flat out addressed it, which is what made it so good.
If they hadn't addressed it, it would have been like, oh, they were getting lazy or something. They had to put humor into it if they were going to reuse the same thing.
Definitely. And then we got like a little bit of story, like I guess, well, a decent amount of story, however you could take it for each character. I don't know. Do you take last episode as like a filler episode? Do you take it as like a part of the story, but it's like more laid back? Like,
if I was watching like Naruto or something, I would have. I'm not gonna say like if this was the type of show where it actually spanned hundreds of episodes, maybe I would have considered last episode a filler of sorts. I feel like the most important thing we really got from last episode was the mention of this, I think the word was androgynous monk character that has this kind of short hair with this pink band in the back. I feel like that, and then also the other takeaways I had was kind of that everyone was kind of sitting down on these terms of, okay, we're not going to try to kill Itadori right now anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe. It seemed like everything had kind of, the internal conflict has subsided. The chance to kill him without major backlash has ended. And maybe
I think it's safe to say Itadori won a few people over.
Definitely, like Kamo.
That's
that was one of my big takeaways, I would say, is like Kamo's fact and his he had dialogue with Itadori when he went up to bat.
That like definitely lends credence to the idea that fillers don't really exist because we're getting significant reasoning, backstory, and I don't know.
I've always watched filler episodes because I feel like it keeps building dynamics between characters, reinforcing certain friendships, tropes, anything. So from this episode, it was like the baseball episode, it was like, now we can imagine that everyone would be able to fight on the same team.
Yeah.
And it was 2 teams against each other in baseball, but they were able to play a civil game together.
I wouldn't consider an episode of a show filler if, one, it gave you canon information that of like motivation or backstory, like per commo, or like they address it in the future and they act like it. Like, you know, there's some anime movies that are just non-canon at all, and they never address that
Yeah.
happened in the actual show. Like, if you address something that happened in a quote-unquote filler, then I don't think it's filler.
I feel like it could have easily been glanced over, though.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
moments of like why this wouldn't be filler per se could have been easily kind of passed over without noticing, and you could have been like, oh, that didn't really like give me anything for the plot or the story. It could have been easily missed.
Yeah. I really, like I say with every episode, enjoyed the next 3 episodes a lot. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for you to watch them. I'm sorry. I mean, I
have high expectations going into the end of any show, like the end of any season, but also the villains of this story have set high expectations of this big blowout moment with Gojo on October 31st. You know, they've set it up. They've set my expectations up that this is going to be entertaining, interesting, horrifying, any of those things. I hope to watch Gojo decimate them.
3 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do within that time period. Or are we gonna see glimpses?
What would be the, like, it's interesting to understand what would, or I guess what would be the right call to do in an anime.
Training arc, no. Maybe more training.
Who knows?
Maybe another mission in that time period. Maybe more flashes to the curses planning this event.
True.
But honestly, I don't really... Maybe another finger is gonna come into the work.
Junpei? He comes back?
I got really, like, excited for a second when you said that. And then I realized that you wouldn't tell me something that actually happened. And now I am upset. Thanks.
You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Someone's about to die.
How do you say that?
It's just that nothing. Nothing's telling me that someone's about to die. Oh, it's gonna be gory, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I thought his like head was gonna get bit off.
I love how they draw curses in this show.
It's like they're not necessarily like gory horrifying, they're like creepy horrifying.
I think it's cool that there's a visual distinction in between like different breeds of like human to curse user to curse, you know?
It's kind of like what is seen and what's unseen.
Yeah.
6月盛岡、カナダ太一。8月横浜、島田治。3人とも同じ状況で死んでるんですよ。
Similar circumstances.
自宅マンションのエントランスで。
Was I right that it's another mission?
しかも全員死ぬ数週間前から
Assistant
同じ
supervisor.
苦情を管理会社にチクってる。
でも日付も場所もバラバラ。同じ呪霊にやられたんですか？
なあなあ、自動ドアって呪霊のせい？
センサーじゃなくてドアオペレーターの方が呪霊の影響でバカになったみたいっす。3人の共通点を調べたっす。3人とも同じ中学に2年間在籍してたっす。
I love this. This is like CSI Jujutsu Tech.
同じ呪いを受けて時が経ってそれが発動したって感じ？
すげえ釘先。
どうぜ。
葬式。
ここがその知人の家？そう。
Oh,
なんすけど。これは
already dead, right?
他の3人と同じ死に方っす。
You have similar hair to her.
I was about to say
Yeah.
that.
玄関に
No auto-locking door.
以前から一人で帰宅した際、鍵が開いているのにドアが開かないと、唯一の手がかりが。
ドンマイ、この中学に何かあるって。
たんでお願いするっす。
了解。
お。わかりやすいのがいるわね。ぶん殴って構成させましょう。
なんで？お？あ？お疲れ様です。
何よ。 分かってるじゃない。
卒業ぶりですね、伏黒さん。
So cool.
中学ここ。
それも驚きだけど。
Was he like a punk or something?
おいバカ A バカ B こいつに何され
Idiot
た？
A and Idiot B.
俺らっていうかこの辺の不良半グレその他もろもろ伏黒さんにボコられてますから。
The best thing ever. Oh my gosh.
ボコった。
なんだ君たちは。他校の生徒が入っちゃいかん。
入館許可はもらってるっす。
ああ、君たちか。伏黒君か。
Like a little blush.
覚えられてる。
カナダ、島田、大和、それに森下か。彼らが卒業してもう20年近く。
20 years since they graduated.
Whoa.
昨日のことのように覚えているよ。黒い噂？問題児とはいえ波の中学生の息は出んよ。
あれじゃないですか。八十八橋のバンジー。
まだいたのか AB。
八十八橋って？
Yasuhachi
自殺
Bridge.
の名称。
いわゆる度胸試しだね。
どこの部族よ。
Ooh, test of
俺より
courage.
バカって意外といるよな。
紐どうすんだよ。
カナダたち4人が無断欠席をしてね。そう珍しいことではなかったんだが、そしたら橋の下で倒れているのが見つかってね、大説教になったが、本人たちは何も覚えていないの一点張りだったよ。
Is it a
Ominous.
curse from it being what a suicide place?
俺も行ったことあります。
バンジーしに？
心霊スポットとかは学校とかと同じ。だから高専関係者が定期的に巡回するんだ。
でも行ってみるしかないわよね。そうっすね。
伏黒君、
どうしたんすか？
学校にいた時はいろいろ世話になってたんでな。積木君は元気か？
はい。
積み木って誰？
姉貴。
はあ
Older sister? Is that the woman he's been seeing?
そうだそうだ。
なんで壊さないの？壊せないんだよ。特急ともなるとね。じゃあこっちは誰でもいいわけだ。
俺そんな持ってないけどさ、サルキットかなんかあんだろ。
大丈夫かな？出てないとかマジで才能ないよ。はい、
Disturbing. Very disturbing.
Is this a random guy or is he also connected to the middle school?
He seemed like a random guy. I don't know though.
着いたっす。恋の口峡谷八十八橋。
いや、起き抜けに申し訳ないんだけどさ。ちょっとお使い行ってきてくんない？
ちょっと呪霊の呪の字も出ないじゃない。
残影も気配もまるで感じられませんでした。
呪われてる人はまだまだいるかも。しかも今のところ致死率 100%。これ以上人死には勘弁だろ。
流行ってたのはバンジーっすよね。飛び降りるって行為が鍵なんじゃないですか？
ピコーンって言った。今言った。
それはもう虎杖で試しました。
え？
あ、いた。よかった。伏黒さん、八十八橋って言ってたから本当によかった。
藤沼？同級生。
よかった、覚えてくれてて。その人と八十八橋のこと調べてるってこの子に聞いたから、何か関係あるのかなって。私言ってるの。
Did she jump off?
夜の八十八橋に。
最近何かお家で変なことないっすか？家族の中で自分だけが感じる違和感とか。
私の家、地方のアンテナショップやってるんですけど、 帰る時だけお店の自動ドアが開きっぱなしなんです。
No, no, no.
お父さんもお母さんもたまたまだって言うんですけど、怖くて。そんな時伏黒くんの話を聞いて。
まだ少し余裕あるな。
当時八十八橋に一人で行ったわけじゃないわよね。誰と行ったか覚えてる？
やっぱり何か関係が。
自動ドアとはね。でも森下さんが亡くなったのには関係ないっすや。伏黒くんたちに手伝ってもらってるんす。心霊スポットにおける電磁波と電化製品への影響、ゲロだらいっす。一緒に行った人教えてほしいっす。
Ooh, playing it well.
嘘つくからには助けないと。
部活の先輩2人。そうだ伏黒くん、あの時積木さんも一緒にいたよ。
積み木って
伏黒のお姉さん。
そうか。じゃあ積み木にも聞いてみるわ。
じゃあ私はこの2人を家まで送り届けるんで。
伏黒、伏黒、まずは安否確認だろ。
大丈夫だ。
事情は分かりました。積木さんの護衛ですね。ですが今手の空いているのが2級術師の方だけで。
2級。
呪いの等級も見直さねばなりません。
She's still alive?
虎杖君の成長を加味した上で割り振られた任務、2級術師の手には余るかと。皆さんも同様危険です。個人的には撤退を進めます。
俺だけでも今すぐ戻るか。いや、もう3人でも危険な任務だ。2人だけには任せられない。来週には五条先生も帰ってくる。その時改めて。ちげえだろ。問題はタイムリミットだ。マーキングした人間の内側から術式が発動するタイプなら
Big true.
守り続けても意味がない。
It's like a ticking time bomb.
Mm-hmm.
伊地知さんと話してんの？
積み木の姉ちゃん無事だったか？
問題ない。この件は他の術師に引き継がれる。お前らはもう帰れ。
なんだよお前らって。伏黒、
俺は武田さんに挨拶して帰る。ほら行け。お疲れ様です。新田さんですか？聞きたいことはあるんですけど。
藤沼さんは八十八橋の上には行ってないっす。肝試しは橋の下で行われたっす。呪霊が結界内にいるなら手順は大事っす。夜に下から
術式を付与した領域を延々と展開し続けるのは不可能だ。となるとこの結界は少年院の時のような。今回は逆に助かった。帳の必要がない。
自分の話をしなさすぎ
だな。
I was wondering if they were just gonna allow being shoved into a car.
別に何でも話してくれとは言わねえけどさ、せめて頼れよ。友達だろ。
Ooh, I love the breeze.
積み木は寝たきりだ。この八十八橋の呪いは被呪者の前にだけ現れる。本人が申告できない以上いつ呪い殺されるかわからない。だから今すぐ払いたい。上がったのは本当。
はいはい、もう分かったわよ。
初めっからそう言えよ。
That's all they need to hear.
Oh, he smiled.
夜に下から、それからもう一つ峡谷の下に川があるかも。川や境界をまたぐ彼岸へ渡る行為は呪術的に大きな意味を持つっす。
It's like
That
a
sound.
bad game of whack-a-mole. It's like a Diglett gone wrong. Wait, is that the one that they just created?
伏黒、こいつ別件だよな。
ああ、
じゃあお前らはそっち集中しろ。こいつは俺が払う。なんだ遊んでくれるのか。
So there's two there. The one that Mahito and Geto just made was on its way here as well. And arrived shortly after the gang did.
Kind of perfect timing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Perfect timing would be not having to run into it at all, I'm sure.
Perfect timing for the villain's cause.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
I love when characters try to be all strong and like not let people in, and then they show how happy they are when people don't listen to them being like, no, I don't need your help, and they just show up.
I loved that it wasn't like a big drawn out explanation or reasoning or back and forth. It was like 2 lines, and they were like, oh, okay, that's all we needed to know. That's all we needed to hear. Let's go, you know?
Yeah, or him, like, fighting with them a little bit more, being like, no, please leave. This is just for me to handle, you know? He kind of just, like, allowed himself to be like, okay, they're here to support me.
Yeah.
Let's do this. This makes sense.
お礼にご馳走させてください。
悪いですよ。
いいんですか。ありがとうございます。ごちそうさまです。
4代続くこの店も本当は父の代で畳むはずだったんですけど、残したかったんですよね。この店、この味を。
話や。
お待たせしました。
Something's gonna happen, and I don't know what it is.
全然肉の味しなくてほぼつなぎとキャベツみたいな餃子どう思う？
いい人だったんだけど。でも餃子って肉料理じゃなくて野菜料理らしいよ。マジ？
I love the show. So that was like a big story episode, I'd say, right? Like just a not really action, not really fighting, just like information and like investigation.
Yeah, but now I'm more confused. How many episodes are left?
2.
They're about to have this big fight that has nothing to do with this. I mean, I'm sure actually it probably has everything to do with the plan for this October 31st thing. You know, he had 3 of these jars. Mahito had 3 of them. And like, I don't know, obviously maybe that's the plan. And then Gojo comes back, what, they said like next week?
Next week, yeah.
So this has to be kind of the framework of getting ready for that final, however they're going to seal him.
Maybe.
Maybe they're trying to kill off Fushiguro. Maybe not Itadori.
The impression I got was that they didn't expect them to be here, or the curse didn't expect anybody to be here.
Oh.
Right? You got someone beat me here. Like
I thought that they meant that the other curse beat them there, but that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So this curse that was created by Mahito is meant to do something with the bridge curse.
Seemingly?
Seemingly? Maybe like eat it so it gains its strength. Get it to come to their side and help them out.
It is interesting, and this curse seemingly is I don't know, both of them here seem pretty strong.
Yeah.
And our squad I love, and Itadori did just do well in the past few episodes, but they, like, him and Toto together didn't exercise like a first grade or special grade or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, like
Ichiji even said that they only got this mission because of Itadori's new strength and like growth, but that it still is now they're learning that it's probably too much even for this team.
Yeah. It's reminiscent to the first mission in the sense that
It's like the detention
Gojo's
center?
not. Yeah, because Gojo's not there. Like, it's just the 3 of them.
Gojo's not there, and they're only being sent there on this mission and being asked to complete the mission because there's no one stronger available.
Well,
at the
I don't
moment.
think they're being asked to complete it, right?
Well, they're not. I meant like the last one they were being asked to, but it's a parallel because they're taking this on, even though they're not strong enough because there aren't other sorcerers stronger available, especially.
And it might take a little bit for them to get there, and
Yeah,
Fushigura's
and
like,
we don't
I'm
have
not trying
time.
to wait. Yeah.
Because, like he said, Sumiki can't communicate to say whether or not anything's been happening to her.
I am confused. Is the implication that Sumiki has another curse on her, and that's why she's bedridden, or she's bedridden because of just like sickness? Because we saw like the curse mark on her head, but was that a symbolizing the curse of that we're trying to?
I always like when we first were seeing flashes of her and Fushiguro talking about her, it always seemed like because she was a sorcerer or because she was in this world is why something happened, something went wrong.
Huh.
And they always show her, they are showing her with this thing on her forehead, but they have previously shown her laying in black flowers, and they showed it again. And it just seems more like with her hair all spread out. It doesn't seem like someone's just like asleep and isn't waking up because they're in a coma. It seems more like dark.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with, I guess she's has multiple curses put on her, and or this. Yeah, what if this curse isn't even put on her from this bridge?
Yeah. I mean, either way, just to be sure, kill the curse, right? So don't
yeah,
risk
of course. I mean, because you also have to save the other people, especially since they were Fushiguro's classmates.
Yeah. How cool is that? We got like a little peek at
and he
Fushiguro.
beat them all up. Oh my gosh.
Fushiguro continues to be one of my favorite characters in anime.
Thought his neck was gonna break by trying to look away without moving his body.
I like the trio. Like, this is a very tame episode in the sense that there's no, like, fighting or whatever, but I like following them around. And some stuff is, like, so quick and so much information that a lot of it, I feel like I'm not getting every ounce of the detail. But
I feel like the show will be better on my second watch through. Because you put like the nail on the head, there's a lot of information, and I almost feel like when I'm trying, especially because I'm reading, maybe if I was watching the dub, it would be a little easier and quicker for me to process things. I normally do all right processing, but just with Jujutsu Kaisen, I mean, I normally watch shows with subtitles, like I normally do. But there are certain shows that it seems like they have a lot of information in the text coming at you, and it goes quickly. And
it's really interesting because we get that with Attack on Titan, but I feel completely different with Attack on Titan. Like, I feel like it's a contained story, and we're reading into the language and dialogue. This is like, there seems to be so much intricacies to curses and cursed energy that
it's like a test.
That I'd like to think I understand.
Guide.
Yeah, that I'd like to think I understand. But I think that's just because we've only seen one season of it. I feel like if I look at like Hunter x Hunter, for example, Nen and the whole process of that, it is complicated. But the more you get, like the more you see it and the more in the world you get, like the more you really understand it. And then you cherish it more because it makes so much sense and it's well thought out.
I mean, they really had to set up, you're so right that there's so much like nuance, so many like specifics when it comes to using cursed energy. And Attack on Titan's a great example. Like, we don't know any information really about the Titans yet. And that's like the whole point is the mystery.
Yeah.
But like with this show, it's like there's not supposed to be a mystery necessarily about cursed energy and curses and sorcerers. It's like, okay, we gotta quickly teach you about these things and
like they had to with Itadori, right?
Laws of the universe. Yeah, like we're like Itadori. We need to learn the laws of the universe, and we learn that there's so many specific ways. It's kind of like Naruto. Like, there's so many specific ways that they can like, each character has their own thing.
It's not like we haven't been told the information. We have. It's just like and it's just because I'm not smart enough and I don't have a photographic memory that if like I review that information or watch it again for a second or third time, then my understanding grows. But I have to give credit to the show for that sense. They don't shove information down your throat. They act like their audience is intelligent, and I'm not. And
I also feel like I need a study guide of curse levels and sorcerer levels. Because I feel like I still haven't completely grasped what each tier means and who's in it.
I think that's a good, like, in the sense that it goes like 4, 3, 2, 1 special, right? And special being the top, fourth being the worst, like just like in a broad scale like range. It's very easy to understand that a second grade sorcerer couldn't beat a special grade curse, right?
Yeah.
But in the sense of like gauging where everybody is at the moment, I feel you. The only thing that we've had this concrete really was Panda's chart.
Yeah, Panda's chart.
Which
I don't know if that's changed since the last couple episodes, because obviously they said Itadori had growth.
Yeah.
So
let's think about it. Let's try to unpack it. Okay, so first, like I'm with you here. Detention center. That's a special grade curse. We did not stand a fucking chance.
No.
None of us.
No. The only reason that anything good happened is because of Sukuna.
Mm-hmm. And
literally.
Good being like why the curse was defeated.
Right. That's as I guess that's good.
Yeah.
And like obviously that the mission was completed.
Yeah, and the person who Sukuna went up against next was Fushiguro. Yuji died. Sukuna got not scared really, but excited when Fushiguro seemingly was gonna like risk it all kind of thing. But that was nothing. It was just more of like a, ooh, I'm kind of interested in you. The next kind of thing we've gotten was like, we didn't really get clarification from before that event when Yuji and Nobara fought the one curse. It was just like, oh, this is a curse, whatever. In like the training arc, the woods kind of thing. Or no. Who did Yuji fight, if anybody? Just he kind of had a fight with Mahito with Nanami, right?
Yeah.
After that.
And then there were there were a few curses that he fought with Nanami, but they were
on the
people.
Rooftop.
They were people turned into curses.
Yeah.
On the rooftop when we learned Nanami's technique.
Yeah.
And then later on with Mahito throwing those like 3 humans transfigures things.
I think there's no shot that Itadori was gonna beat Mahito then and there without Nanami's help.
Yeah.
Especially,
and Nanami would not have been able to get out of there without Itadori's help.
Not Itadori's,
well,
Sukuna's. And then I think that kind of gives you an idea that of scale to Yuji. Like Itadori himself isn't like crazy there. And then we go to the Woods arc. We see kind of every like Fushiguro being the only person in the group besides Itadori. Like Nobara didn't go up against I'm blanking. The Earth Spirit.
Hanami.
Nobara didn't go up against Hanami, but Fushiguro did with Maki, and they got destroyed, right?
Yeah.
And then
so did Toge and Kamo.
Yeah. And that's a special grade.
Which I thought Kamo was going to be. I mean, Toge even.
Yeah.
Isn't Toge one of the. In Panda's chart, wasn't Toge like really up there?
I think he was.
I feel like Toge was top on Panda's chart.
He was up there. Before next episode, we can take a look at it. But regardless, Fushiguro and Maki, who I think Maki was said to like, oh, she's at least a second grade or first grader, deserves to be. That like they fought against the special grade, but they didn't beat her. And then we saw fucking the man himself, Todo, who single-handedly like took on like 5 first grades and a special grade by himself. Him and Itadori together did not beat her. Like, you know what I mean? So like that, as far as I'm concerned at the moment, like our characters are below first grade. Or first grade.
I like that there's a definite, there are definite lines.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the time, you see that main character or ones around them are able to surpass the like limits of their power to a crazy degree where you're kind of like, wait, what's the power scaling here again?
Yeah.
Because how were they able to so easily defeat that specific villain? Oh, just because of the power of their will, like that's great and all, but then it makes the power scaling all fuzzy if you're gonna have the hero be able to kill and defeat every single villain by it themselves just with the power of their will, you know?
Yeah.
I like that this show kind of has clear lines of, like, they weren't able to defeat Hanami. Gojo stepped in and kind of ended the situation.
Yeah. And Gojo's, like, top tier, right?
Yeah.
Godlike. So, on Panda's scaling, of course, it's not like the mangaka came out and gave us this ranking. This is a character in the universe's rating, right?
Oh, so he has Kamo next to Toge.
Yeah, and so if like, what do you call it? What's the differentiating term in between, like, semi, I guess. So if first grade sorcerer in this chart, right? First grade would be Todo, semi first would be Toge and Kamo, second grade would be Fushiguro Momo, semi-second would be Panda and Mekamaru. Third would be Nobara, Mai, and... Again, this isn't a skill level. This is, like, where they're ranked according to Jujutsu regulation, right?
Well, I mean, it's kind of interesting to think of there being a team that's not all equal.
Yeah.
I feel like you always see, when it's, like, a trio or something, you see that, like... Naruto's not the best example. That there is at least some type of, ooh, this person got a little bit better, so then the next episode this person's gonna have to catch up, and like it's kind of like this constantly, where it's interesting to see this chart because it's like, wait, Fushiguro is all the way up here and Nobara's all the way down here, but on again, the same chart.
Again, it seems like Fushiguro was the person who's been in Jujutsu Tech the longest. This is not a accurate depiction of skill, because if it was, why the fuck is Maki last?
Yes,
exactly.
Course.
So this, just because Nobara is 2 below Fushiguro does not necessarily mean she is in skill.
Yes, but then I also think about who did Sukuna have the reaction to.
That's very true.
So it's
That's
like,
a good point.
Obviously I don't know if there's any potential for Nobara to reach. It's so unfair. Like, Fushiguro has this something special about him that has Sukuna swooning over his potential. Itadori has Sukuna inside him. And then what's Nobara gonna do? Like, where's
Nobara's
her special
a fucking
stuff?
badass,
I mean, she is, but like, is she gonna have something? It's almost like they're like superhuman. You know, they've like surpassed. She's like awesome, badass human, and they have jumped up to like non-human. And I'm like, come on, what's Nobara gonna do to like...
I get you in a way, but as defense, Nobara did tell Momo, who seemingly is a second grade, keep that shit to yourself and beat her ass. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, from this chart...
Like...
This chart doesn't take into account, cleverness. For reading your opponent and being able to...
Doesn't take into account anything, really.
Because we saw that, like, Nobara used Momo's insecurities about the way of the world and how she has to be as a woman, and used Momo talking and her feelings in a way to distract her and corner her when she wasn't even noticing.
Yeah.
Nobara's crafty. I would not want to get in, like, any type of altercation with Nobara.
I would, like, if I had to rank the characters in strength from this list we get here, and being completely wrong, because this is off the cuff, I'm gonna say Todo's, of course, number 1. I'd put Maki, Toge on, like, the same, like up there. Probably like Mai and Kamo up there too. Then Fushiguro, Momo, and probably Nobara, and probably Mai, and then Panda Mekamaru, and then what's her name? Miwa.
I don't know how I feel about Mai and her potential here, because one, she doesn't have the like want, but also can't she like only use like one bullet?
No. Well, she can generate.
It was
one
like
bullet
one bullet a day.
that she can generate.
Oh, so she can make a stockpile of them.
Well, no, she was using 6 bullets like flat out, right? And then she ran out of the chamber, and then Maki was like, sick, I can go at her no problem. And then she ran out of bullets, and then she generated one using cursed energy, cursed creation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I was like, that kind of sucks to only have like one magic bullet.
Yeah, that's like at the moment, you know.
You have to be like a real like sharpshooter,
well,
like.
I would love to see a full-on 1v1 of Mai versus Nobara again. Or like a full-on animated episode.
That was so unfair to just like she just shot
sniped.
Nobara, like sniped her.
But I don't know. I definitely am nervous.
Even though you've seen it.
Yes. But I'm excited. I love our gang.
I think my favorite part about them is the friendship, which is so like, I feel like that word doesn't even like accurately express the relationship and how like cute it is.
They seem like siblings.
That's so like beautiful in terms of understanding, cooperation. It's so like, I feel like if I was a psychologist watching this, or like a therapist, I would be like, wow, what great boundary building and non-toxicity, and
right?
You know, like I would like love this as an example.
I love their like, even when they're like teasing each other or putting each other in headlocks, I love it. It's all great. Okay, that's all I have for this episode. Ready for next episode?
23.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.